Hey everybody, today we're going to get up on the roof and patch a hole in the roof of Mom's house. She lives in a single wide mobile home, and for those who don't know, the roof on these is basically just rolled sheet metal laid on top of the rafters. And one thing they're really bad for is as they age, they tend to rust and rot out from around things like sewer vent pipes where they come through the roof. So the other day she was in her bathroom doing some work on her ceiling, and she noticed that she could see a little pinhole of daylight through the roof from inside the house. And when I got up on the roof and started scraping the tar loose, that's exactly what I found. There was a pipe that had been cut off by the previous owner. I guess it was a sewer vent that's no longer being used. And the roof had rotted a big hole around where that pipe used to be. And it looks like they just cut the pipe off, shoved a bunch of plastic in there to act as a sort of substrate, and then laid a bunch of tar on top of it. So when I found it, I went ahead and cleaned it up a little bit and put some Gorilla Tape over top of it just for the time being to keep rain and things out of her house. So we need to get up there and put in place a little bit of a more permanent fix because it's September. Cold weather is going to be here before you know it, and it's going to be 0 degrees with a foot of snow on a roof, and Gorilla Tape's not going to hold that. So I've got a little piece of some galvanized steel that I've cut and some silicone and rivets and such, and we need to get up there and take care of a roof before the cold weather hits. Alrighty, so you can see here that this is where I peeled up some of the old coating. You can see it's been sealed before with a mixture of, first there was tar, and then she tried that rubberized stuff. But the problem is tar will contract and shrink as it ages, and so although it's fine for a couple of years, as you can see, as it draws up and shrinks, it starts to crack. And the problem with it is once it starts doing that and it starts letting water in, you could have a leak coming in the house somewhere over here, but the water actually be entering over here and then flowing between the metal and the tar. So what I'm going to try to do in the next few years is get up here with a scraper and just scrape it down to the bare metal over the whole length of it, and recoat it fresh with something. Another thing you have to be careful with these, especially these older single wides, is this does not even have 2x4 rafters. They're like 1x2 sticks, and in some places they've got them doubled up. It cannot support a normal adult just standing up and walking on it. You can see maybe there's high spots here and there, and so what you've got to do is you've got to feel where your joists are at and make sure that you center your weight on the joist. One thing you might want to do is actually get like a big piece of plywood and lay that up here and then sit on that to spread your weight out the best that you can. But we're just going right here. I'm not going to be up here very long, and I'm not too awful worried about it. But that's the problem with these cheaper steel roofs, is if you don't keep them coated, they start rotting and rusting. Now the purpose of the gasoline is gasoline dissolves tar, and before I put the silicone on here, I want to make sure that we've got as much of this cleared off as possible. I scraped it and peeled as much as I could the other day, but we have to make space for a piece of metal about yay big. So I need to clean off this much area. Almost there. Good, there we go. Okay, so we're good there. So now, take a rag, soak it in a little bit of gasoline. Oh. Gasoline will dissolve this tar and soften it. And I've got brake cleaner here to clean the gasoline off once I'm done. Let's peel our tape off. That's the hole. Here's our gas rag. Clean this. Oh yeah, look at it, it's taking that stuff off. Look at this. It's drying good and getting the tar. Basically, I just didn't want to have very many bumps. Oh yeah, that's dry. It's good dry. It's not over here, but. Alrighty, so now let's clean off our piece of metal here. I'm gonna clean it over here. There's one hole. Alright. Stick a rivet in it to hold it still on that corner. Okay. And line her up. There we go. That looks about right. Went into the rafter a little bit. No big deal. There's a rivet. I'll bet you I'll hit that other stud here too. But we'll. It'll grab behind the metal regardless. And it'll just bite into that wood. Alright. There's all 4 holes lined up. Now what we're going to do, flip this guy over and put a really good bead of silicone. Some of that will be over the hole, but I'd rather have a little bit too much and clean it off from the underside than have it pop up and start leaking around it. Alrighty. Let's get our rivets back in here. Right there. There's that one. There we go. Alrighty, mash her down real good. I want to see that silicone squirt out. There we go. I may put a little extra on this top edge up here.
That did it. There we go. Now that's as good a patch as any. That ought to take care of her.
So that was the job. She had a hole in her roof that needed to get fixed before the cold weather hit. So hopefully y'all liked the video. Hopefully maybe you'll find it informative. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. A subscription would be appreciated. And as always, this is Marcus out. Y'all have a good one.